What's going on, guys? Making a little update video here. Thanks for coming to hang out if you do happen to make it into the stream. If not, that's also no problem at all. Um, but I just kind of wanted to let you guys know what's been going on, what I've been up to. I guess more specifically why I haven't posted recently in more recent time. So I'm kind of going to go over my plan and goal for this year for 2022, which is kind of nuts to say, altogether. But besides the point, it's very cool. I'm excited for this year. I feel I feel a lot more rejuvenated, and I feel a lot better about just the state of music right now and everything going on with that. But I kind of took a break again from doing the channel. I think it was just mostly I guess more so in relation to just the holidays and stuff. And the job I work now is I wouldn't say it has its moments, and I've been taking on more stuff with that. So unfortunately, I just haven't had as much time to do it, and I know that people like to see my content, and I really do appreciate that. But it's been a busy one, and I feel a lot better about just where music is going currently and stuff like that. And I really miss the feeling of getting back into it, getting into interviewing people, and really wanting to be a part of the community again. So here I am making another update video. But I wanted to kind of go over some stuff that I have planned for this year, and things of that nature. So the first thing is I'm going to be posting new merch. I kind of wiped my entire merch store, and sometimes I get people ask me how they could support me, and I would say this is absolutely by far none the best way to support me. So if you do want to support me, that would be awesome. I have a ton of really cool designs that I made myself, and it's no knock on me, but I do love making designs. I love, being able to make my own merch and stuff like that. And I'm hoping to kind of, do some more designs. I know a lot of my friends within the community also make merch designs as well, so I want to be able to support them in what they do. So if you are homie, feel free to reach out. I'd love to support you in your musical endeavors, but as well as obviously your artistic endeavors. But yeah, I really want to be able to do that. And again, I'm excited to be able to do a little bit more in that aspect, just because I feel like I don't really push it that much, and I think it's more so on the fact that I just don't want to come across as like a Logan Paul or something like that, where I'm constantly promoting my merch all the time. But I think it's equally important to know that like I do this because I love doing it, and it's not because if people support me, that's awesome. If that's not the case, that's also fine as well. I'm not gonna hate you. That's just how it be sometimes. But I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to get the new merch out. I might even just post it after this video is over with. So there will be a link below if you want to check that out. But I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to I know it's a little taboo to wear your own merch, but I really actually love what I've come up with. And I'm excited to actually just wear it out at shows or wherever. So very excited about that, which kind of segues perfectly into my next topic, which is shows. I've been trying to go to more shows. So if you do come to the Philadelphia area, feel free to hit me up. I'd love to be able to come out to a few more shows. Getting interviews is another question. I ran into some issues with the show that I was going to go to this past weekend, and just because of how COVID's been, it's been very tough to get in person interviews at shows. So I would still love to get interviews. I'm hoping to try to combat that with getting interviews online like I always do, like I've always been doing. So I'm very excited about that. So again, continue to keep an eye out for interviews, and I'll be taking more requests about having bands on. So feel free to email me if you are interested, or if you know some really awesome bands that you feel like deserve a lot more spotlight, have them email me. There's also a contact form on my website as well, audioaddictionmedia.com. So if you want to come on and you want to hang out and you want to be able to do this with me, been more than willing to have you on. I'd love to have you on. So really trying to just do a bunch of different awesome stuff that I've always been doing, but even more to an extent. So if you are in a band and you like what I do, and if you are an old band that I've had on here, feel free to reach out to me. I feel like sometimes I can't always get to everybody, but if you do have new stuff coming out and you want to come back on, again, feel free to DM me personally or on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. I'd love to have you back on. If you have been on before, or if you're new, feel free to hit me up as well there too. I'd love to have you on either way. But again, kind of digressed, but basically, I don't really know what the future is for doing in-person interviews. If you do come to Philly and we do set up an interview, again, if it's possible to wear your mask at, which I imagine most shows are at that point to that level. So, I'd love to still do an interview in person, again, we'd have to just make it safe, obviously. But I'm excited to get back to shows. I'm excited to start doing stuff. I don't know about the whole filming aspect of doing live shows, because it's a little bit of an uphill battle, but very excited about that. I think that's going to be really great, being locked up and doing these sorts of videos. I mean, as much as I enjoy doing them, I'm pretty sure everybody wants to get back out there and actually do shows and play shows. So very excited about that. Puts a lot of joy in my heart knowing that that's going to be coming out very soon and doing stuff with that. Speaking about interviews, I know that I had mentioned, releasing some of the interviews that I was supposed to release in December. I just got a little bit sidetracked, and I actually have them all edited. So I'm going to be scheduling them all to go out throughout this month. And as I mentioned before, if you want to come on, you want to hit me up to be on the show, feel free to message me. I'd love to have you on. And then the newest thing that honestly I've been probably the most stoked about in terms of content in a very long time, which is I've been doing a lot of live album reviews with the bands. Shout outs to the Northern, that they're the most recent person that I've had on, and also shout outs to Demon and Me. I still have to edit that one, and that one will also be posted very soon, but really enjoyed those. I feel like sometimes I don't always get to sit down and, talk with the band about the record, just because, again, the nature of doing the interviews and always, posting them after the fact, just because I have a schedule. And I feel like this is a great middle ground in terms of getting the band on to talk about the record, and as well as for me to have content to post to you guys so you can get a little bit more feedback on the album. And I'm really excited about how they've been turning out. They've been fun. If you have tuned into the streams, I really do appreciate it. They have been, at least for me, I've been having a fantastic time. I feel like the bands have been having a really good time, at least to my knowledge, and I think it's just going to be really killer. So I hope to be doing a lot more of those. So if you are a band and you are releasing stuff this year, feel free to hit me up about that too. I'd love to have you on to speak about just, your band and what you're doing, and, how the album process went and all that sort of stuff, because as being a music nerd, I love hearing about it. I love talking about it. And I think that as time goes on, I'm going to be doing this a lot more and hopefully more frequently. For those of the people that want to see more album reviews, I feel like I would have to be really pulled in, or it'd have to be a band that I really love that I would wind up doing an album review for. And it's not because I don't love doing them. To just take up a lot of time. and a lot of effort, and sometimes I feel like they're not as fruitful as I'd like them to be. So I feel like for right now, I'm going to be putting it on the back burner a little bit. I do plan on doing a few albums thus far out of this year that I'm really stoked on and that I want to talk about in a more long form content. So those will be going out. I'm not going to tell you which albums they are. I'm sure a lot of people can kind of guess on which one. Well, first off, which one I'm very excited about that I'm not going to talk about, but it's coming out in April, and I'm very, very, very stoked about it. But otherwise, in terms of content, should be about the same thing. I love to bring back backstage press. I know I kind of have been lacking on that, so if you are in the PR media business, feel free to let me know. I'd love to have you on to talk about, your label, your PR company, anything you do in the music business, or correlating to that. I would love to have you on to have a conversation about that, because I feel like those are ones that I've really enjoyed as well, and I do also feel like they don't get enough love either, so I'm very excited to hopefully have that back in a more stable capacity and for people to view. In terms of other content this year, like I said, live sets I'm hoping to bring back this year. Again, I feel like just with the volatile nature of shows now, it's a little bit more difficult to really be on that. But I'd love to, again, be back on that kind of wave of things. So if you do like those, again, I hope to be bringing those to you on a more frequent basis, just because I feel like, again, I've had a really good time with shooting the live sets. Otherwise, I'm going to try to be doing a lot of stuff on TikTok, more so relating to vinyl. As many of you know, I'm a big vinyl collector. I've been collecting vinyl for, God, I don't even know how many years now at this point. But I want to be doing a lot more content on there. I know it's a little bit of a dying thing right now. Maybe I'll do kind of a combination of TikToks and YouTube Shorts, because I know I know I have a really good following on here. So maybe if you are interested, feel free to comment. Let me know if you're interested in seeing more vinyl related content. I know that's kind of a niche thing. I will say it's probably more apparent in this sort of style of music, just because I feel like vinyl collecting is a big thing in this community. But again, if you are interested in seeing that type of content, I would love to know. And if you have any sort of other ideas that you might want to see, feel free to let me know. I want to do a lot more like skit related stuff. I think I had mentioned that in the last update video, but I'm actually going to do it this time. So very excited about that. And I guess the last thing to kind of close out this little update live video that I have going on for you guys is, as of this month, I have been doing YouTube for 6 years, which even saying it or even thinking about it is just kind of wild to me, because I don't feel like I've been doing it for 6 years. It's kind of nuts that, again, I think it was my last year of college. This is when I started YouTube and doing all this sort of stuff. And honestly, it just makes me so humbled and appreciative of, my friends, family, supporters who have really helped me grow as an individual over these 6 years. It's been honestly nothing but a blessing, and I've met so many great people in my life because of doing this YouTube channel. And if I was to stop doing this tomorrow, I feel like I'd feel completely fine. Like I'd feel completely happy with what's going on, and how I feel about doing YouTube. And I know I've had some ups and downs, and I've had some really strong, really bad battles with just feeling not adequate enough compared to some of my other YouTube friends on here. But I feel like I've kind of had a mentality change, and I know that I shouldn't always have to try to compare myself to other people, and that I want to just be able to know that I'm growing on my own, and the channel is going to grow how it grows because I want to put the effort into it, because I care about doing it. So I just want to thank everybody who has supported me over these 6 years, whether it be, hitting me up in the DMs, or you've been here since day one, or you just found me yesterday. I appreciate all of you. It's been a wonderful journey, and honestly, nothing that I would have really expected. It's just been kind of a crazy roller coaster. I've gotten to interview some of my favorite bands. I've gotten to, again, meet some wonderful people in my life, and it just makes me, honestly, it just makes me super happy to know that there are other people out there that love music as much as I do, and just to find bands and to be really supportive, and the scene has just been just fantastic. And honestly, I just, as I'm thinking about it right now, I just can't even put in the rest of it into words. It's just such a really beautiful thing, and I don't want you to feel like at any point doing this YouTube channel and like going further that I give any less about any of you. Good and bad comments, thumbs up, thumbs down, all that sort of stuff. It's just been a really great journey, and I hope to continue doing it for as long as I could do it for. So if you are willing to stick around and continue this journey with me, that's awesome. And if not, I totally get it. But I don't plan on stopping this at any point in the foreseeable future. So again, thank you so much. I it's just kind of wild to me again, and to see how much views that I've gotten over the 6 years. I think I'm pretty close to like 500,000, which is, again, if you had told me 6 years ago that the channel would be at this point in its stage, and like, again, I've had my stumbles, but for the most part, it's just kind of crazy to me that this type of thing exists, and that I could be making content for this long, and just really still find enjoyment out of it. I was a little concerned on how long I would be able to do it, and not just because I don't like listening to music. I love music. I'm always gonna love music, but sometimes you think about those things. You think about the people who have been doing YouTube for like 10 years or like 15 years, that's wild to me. And like, to know that, literally in 4 more years, I'll be celebrating 10 years. Like, it's just kind of nuts to me. So, thanks for just making 6 years of doing this just an absolute blessing and a blast. I think about this stuff all the time. I think about all the funny interviews I've had. I think about all the laughs, all the joys and pains that I've had about doing this channel. And it just made me such a better person, not only on this, but also just like in real life and just normal day-to-day stuff. So I owe a lot to you guys, and I don't want to ever feel like I take this position of doing YouTube for granted. So again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out, for watching, for being there, whether you're watching it now or you're watching it later. It means a lot. Again, I can go on for probably hours, days, about how much this means to me, but I feel like I would very much bore you guys. So again, content will be resuming on the channel. I'll be doing a bunch of new shit, which I'm very excited about. Hopefully doing some more like skit based funny stuff on the TikTok page, and then as well as doing vinyl related content, whether on here as well as possibly on here, definitely on TikTok. So if you want to go follow me there, that'd be greatly appreciated. But very excited for this year, for music in general. And I'm hopefully you guys will come along for the ride and enjoy this time with me as well. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I really do appreciate it a lot. And again, if you watch this after the fact, I love you just as much. So thank you guys for watching. Again, you should be seeing a merch drop within the next day or so. So if you are watching this now, Sick should be out probably tonight. And if not, then it's already out. So if you want to support me there, that'd be awesome. And if you do happen to buy something, please feel free to tag me. I'd love to repost it. I'd love to talk about your band. So if you do buy something, chef's kiss to you guys. If not, still chef kiss to you guys, because I love you guys so much. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Again, love you guys dearly. And again, new content coming soon. Interviews going out next week. So keep your eyes peeled, and love you guys so much. Talk to you soon. Peace.